morning and welcome to the Digital Weather Desk powered by Century Next Bank. I'm Jared Floyd. Happy Tuesday. We do have some changes in store in the forecast as we go through the daytime hours today, but more specifically as we go into the morning hours tomorrow. In fact, a lot of areas may wake up to some showers and storms across the region tomorrow morning, but it really just depends on how things kind of shake out and how things pan out as we go through the daytime hours tomorrow. Today's forecast made possible by ServPro Monroe, West Monroe, here to help 24/7. Call or click servpro.com today. Good morning, Janet. Thank you so much for joining the Digital Weather Desk as we get rolling on this Tuesday. A look at the radar made possible by Brown's Roofing, and you can see some rocking and rolling across the Ozarks and stretching through the Tennessee Valley, where showers and storms have been ongoing through a good chunk of the overnight and morning hours. And this is, at least the stuff in the Ozarks, is kind of the beginnings of activity that will wander its way our direction as we head through the day. The area of low pressure and the frontal system all associated with it. It is not the most powerful upper-level storm system. It is a distinct upper-level storm system, but it's not the strongest one that we'll ever see that kind of weasels this cold front through the region. But it is enough to drive some showers and storms and the potential for some even isolated stronger thunderstorms as we go through the early part of the day and really through much of the day on Wednesday. Check a futurecast made possible by Bayou Power Sports, and really what we're shaking out with today is generally more of the same. Just some isolated little bubble up stuff that wanders northeastward through the afternoon. So there's that area of development, and then obviously the much more robust larger area of development to the north and west across portions of the Ozarks along the frontal system. So kind of two areas of development. One to the north that's much more organized, and then our stray storms that kind of wander through the area. Then, as we go through the overnight, the first wave of storms, depending on where those kind of surge off to, don't necessarily think that we're actually going to see a lot of late Tuesday night rainfall. Most of it's probably going to be focused into Wednesday morning, but we could see some stuff across our northern tier of counties in southern Arkansas. Some of that stuff could spill into the region as early as late tonight. And then the front starts to move in. We'll deal with some residual showers and rain and maybe a few thunderstorms in the west during the pre-dawn hours tomorrow morning. And then as the front advances through, I made mention of this yesterday, there will be a large area that may be somewhat untapped in terms of instability, and so they may be able to kind of destabilize ahead of the front early afternoon. So that sets us up with another zone of potential storm development as we work through the day on Wednesday. Again, most of the severe weather potential looks to be fairly isolated, but as the front advances through, we could be dealing with showers and the occasional thunderstorms well through the day Wednesday before things start to shut off from northwest to southeast as we get into the day on Thursday. Here's a look at the severe weather threat for today into early tomorrow morning. And again, that severe weather threat for southern Arkansas and far northwestern Louisiana is really focused more on early tomorrow morning than it is this afternoon. But it is something to watch as we go through the late night hours tonight. And then tomorrow, the severe weather threat, the marginal risk level 1, essentially includes everybody. Your severe weather alerts and forecasts made possible by Allegiance Health Network, with one mission: to revolutionize the way individuals and families access health coverage with focus on improving provider quality and patient care. Winds, main concern. Hail, a possibility. Tornado threat, low, not entirely zero, but it is quite low. This looks to be more of a wind-producing storm potential as these storms wander through late tonight, early tomorrow morning. I missed some good mornings. I'm sorry, folks. Karen, Susan, Pistol Carter joining us on YouTube. Good morning. And Laura, good morning as well. Now let's switch from the severe weather threats to rain potential. And if you've been following, Frankie, good morning. If you've been following the last few mornings, we've watched the Futurecast kind of ebb and flow with some of its rain totals. It was throwing out some more extreme kind of storm-driven totals. Now it's kind of back off. Again, most of it's ranging from a few hundredths of an inch of rain, which I posted in the kind of the text article yesterday. Few hundredths of an inch of rain to some areas storm-driven rains up to 2 inches of rain. So that's obviously a very large window of storms. So that's something that, or a large window of rain totals through the storm. So again, that's something to keep in mind. Some areas are gonna get out of this on Thursday. They're gonna go, we didn't really hardly see any rain at all. And then there's gonna be other spots that are like, man, we got socked with rain. Again, that's just kind of the tail of the tape for our area. Eddie, good morning. Hopefully you're feeling better, buddy. Let us know if you need anything. We're just right down the road. Check of the flash flood risk. Again, we were talking about severe weather risks. This is what we call the excessive rain outlook. So it's kind of like the severe weather outlook or the convective outlook. This is the flash flood-ish outlook. Really, it's called the excessive rain, basically meaning could you run into issues later today with heavier downpours. It's the same general story. Marginal risk. Where we see the heavier downpours, it is a possibility. Here's a look at current temperatures. We talked so much about the storms and all this stuff. Here's what it feels like if you step outside this morning. We're a little bit warmer, a little bit more humid, low to mid-70s instead of seeing the upper 60s sprinkled in. So that's not necessarily a bed of roses to start the day, but it's not terrible out there. And again, the spotty storms will be a possibility this afternoon. Gloria, Susie, good morning. Thanks for joining the Digital Weather Desk. A look at Gabrielle. Still a Category 4 hurricane with maximum sustained winds at 140 miles per hour, but now picking up pace to the north and east, moving farther away from Bermuda, and will continue to race through the northern Atlantic over the next few days. Forecast cone calls for a gradual weakening as it moves really toward Spain and Portugal. It's going to be, and this is only 3-day cone, not a 5-day cone. The 5-day cone stretches out over such a large area you can't really see much, but the Azores and some of the other areas. I pride myself in my geographical knowledge, but it's the Azores. I've always seen them. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I learned something in my career, my previous career. If you say things very quickly and confidently, nobody questions how you say it. So it's a good idea. It worked for me for 20 years. Nephew Cooper, good morning, bud. Hopefully you have a good day. He was out of school yesterday, so that's why he's up this morning. Hope you have a good day, buddy. Ramona, May, and Roxanne, good morning as well. So, again, there's a look at Gabrielle. Let's take a look at some other areas of development, and that includes the Bahamas, where we could see a tropical system kind of wander through. It's a wave that's already causing some headaches, not necessarily anything overly organized out as it heads toward Puerto Rico, but you can see the two areas of development. Over the next 7 days, one has a medium chance. The one on the left, the one on the right has a high chance of development. Neither one of them look to be an immediate threat to our area, but east coast of the United States will need to watch it. So we will watch it as well. Storms return late today, mid-90s for highs. So where we don't see the rain, it will be quite warm. Be prepared for that. And the spotty afternoon storms are really all we can bank on today. As we go into tonight, we start working that cold front into the region. A strong storm or two may be possible. Note that says strong storm possible, not strong storms possible. I know that doesn't seem like a big difference to you, but in my head, that makes a big difference. Doesn't matter what I think. But again, basically meaning a strong storm or two will be possible, not multiple widespread strong to severe thunderstorms. But either way, the rain moves back in, and that's good news. Check the 7-day forecast made possible by 3B Outdoor Equipment. Visit 3boutdoorequipment.com. Mid-90s for highs Tuesday, as I just mentioned, but back into the mid to upper 90s on Wednesday. Karen, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. So, again, it really just depends on clouds and rain tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised for some areas on Wednesday, some spots to be at 81, 82. Some areas that don't see the rain until late, maybe 90, 91. So, again, there's going to be a wide array of temperatures through the daytime hours. Lingering showers Thursday, especially in the southeastern half of the coverage area. Friday and the weekend looking very, very nice. It'll still be warm, aiming for highs back into the mid, maybe even the upper end of the 80s, and morning lows in the mid-60s. But the warming trend likely to commence. I didn't show you the 6 to 10 day outlook because I didn't want to ruin the vibes, but because everybody's just so excited about the cooler air moving in. But the 6 to 10 day outlook, back above average temperature-wise. Bummer. Anyway. that's how the forecast shakes out this morning. Reminder, the Digital Weather Desk, powered by Century Next Bank, is brought 100% free of charge to you, made possible by the local businesses that you see there on your screen. You play your role by just being your beautiful, shining selves. Follow us on all your favorite social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, X, Twitch, TikTok, Threads, and YouTube. And then support our business partners if you can, when you can. And it may be as simple as, like I said, sending them a Facebook message or an email saying, hey, thanks so much for supporting Jared and the Digital Weather Desk, and we appreciate what you're doing. Looking forward to the rain and the lower temperatures. Janet is. I think everybody is. I think everybody's just kind of ready for a break in pattern, and that's what seems to be headed our way as we go into the next 24 to 36 hours. Too Long Didn't Read comes up in about 2 hours-ish or so. Usually have those out by around 9:30. We'll take a look at the midday forecast. We'll have an update from the Storm Prediction Center on all your outlook levels and all that stuff. We'll take a look at Gabrielle again, make sure that storm's not doing anything crazy. But we'll probably start focusing on it less and less as it starts to wander out over open water. Yeah. We'll join you midday and then later this evening. And obviously, if anything creeps up tonight that we need to keep an eye on,